What's up? So today I'm gonna be crashing out about Marvel Rivals. I stopped playing it for a long time, and then I came back to it because I had like nothing better to do, which probably was a bad choice. But over the time of me like, because originally before when I played it, I was trying to rank up or whatever. I got to like Grandmaster or something, and but I was trying to like finagle the system, and what I found was basically I was using the strategy everybody knows by now, you know, play like win and then the first time you lose, get off. Well, that's what I did. I don't know why people had the two match get off thing. I'm not about to lose two times. Anyway, so before I was like playing Venom a lot and like Hulk or whatever. And there would be, there'd be matches that are just unwinnable. But now, when I play it, I just kind of got impatient and I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna play it. Like people keep saying that same thing where they're like, oh, just be high skill and you can rank up just fine. But then again, this is coming from a lot of like streamers that just make a new account and then just stomp people and easily go up into some super high rank. That's all those videos are, is they're gonna be like Mantis to GM or Jeff the Celestial or something. They make a new account. The new account is logged in the system a certain kind of way, so then they get easier matches. So the EOMM thing, everyone wants to argue about it, but no one actually talks about it. Which I I'm not gonna I'm not gonna give you the world-shattering reasons why humans are like this, um, because most people can't handle that. I'm just going to tell you that the way people's minds are, most of the people on this earth, maybe it differs by country, but so far that I have seen, most people on this earth have an ego problem, like deep insecurities, extreme insecurities, like their whole life, their social system and their whole life is based on paranoia and insecurities. That's why if you go into a match, I'm never in the chat though. If you ever go into a match and you're in the chat or in game chat, people are always at each other's throats. Game could just start and people are already trying to tear each other apart. Your own team is trying to throw the game by arguing with each other and acting crazy, and also watching for other people's failings. Someone dies, immediately people got to gang up on them, or someone has to say something. Someone's always trying to tilt someone. It's very strange because you say you want to win, but most people don't actually want to win because they can't do what it takes to win. What it takes to win is simply don't be an asshole. Don't have an ego. Don't be that kind of person that is so scared of someone else pointing out what's wrong with them or whatever that you need to then do it constantly to everyone else. By putting your ego out there, you are putting your ego out there for it to be attacked. So, anyway, what I'm trying to say is there is a EOMM system. Yes, because you do get matches where it's a bunch of throwers, people that have been on losing streaks for forever. That does happen. Nobody ever wants to look at the actual logs of people, their history, and the reason for that is because no one cares. No one reads. None of these egotistical people read. None of them actually want to look at the evidence of something. They just want to yell and scream until they feel like their ego has been protected. So it's very strange. I think there's also a weird attention seeking behavior in there somewhere too. But basically, there is a matchmaking system that shafts you, but there is also the way you're matched is not simply oh, you're matched with throwers. You are matched with throwers at times, but more often you are matched with people that don't understand the game or don't really Maybe they're casuals. I don't know. Everyone also has bad games too. But the issue is that the when people are playing and they just do something horribly absurd, you're like, why did he even do that? Like, what's going on here? This is crazy. There's a lot of matches like that. There's also matches where, well, okay, let me put it this way. One of the most common forms of matches, aside from sometimes people are throwing, sometimes people are throw after the first round or throw immediately. It's this thing where people want to surrender very quickly. They have like a strange compulsion where as soon as anything goes wrong, anything, the wind could blow. They are already on the surrender screen. They're already trying to put that in. And I've seen this happen to my team. I've seen this happen to the enemy team a bunch of times where if you mentally cripple them, they will be they will be surrendering like so quick it's not even funny. Usually the way you do this is simply by you're just playing your character. You could just be playing whatever character you like to play. Someone on the enemy team gets triggered, now they have to play your character. They don't think, no one puts thought into anything because of their ego. They think, I'm just going to play your character cuz and then stomp you with your own character. They're not thinking about, maybe they're thinking that your character's OP, I don't know, but they're definitely, it's an ego thing. They could have easily picked the counter to your character. They didn't have to pick your character. Now, there could be some times where you end up picking a character that's already on the other team. Maybe that's to counter something else that's on the other team. But most of the time, it's usually someone got triggered and now they have to play your character. There's a lot of weird behaviors people do on your team and on the enemy team. Um, I forgot if it was Marvel Rivals or another game. I remember there was one time where I was like the match was going badly for people and it was like halfway through or something and I go to pick my character and someone else selects my character before me to try to have me not play the character and I'm like, "Wow, that's the scummiest thing I've ever seen." And then as soon as he switches off because he thinks that I'm not going to pick the character because he snatched it from me. I then pick the character anyway because fuck him. Anyway, the main issue with all competitive games is ego. Um, Ego and insecurity cripple the mind. I don't know what their if their mind even worked before, but if you have an ego and you're insecure, you are basically retarded. Um, and a lot of people have an ego and insecurities. Extreme insecurities. They can't even process information. They will be blank staring into nowhere if you say anything revolving around reason, logic, or anything. Don't even bother. You might as well not even be in the game chat or in the text chat or whatever. Okay, I think this was really just about like there is a matchmaking system that shafts you, but most of the time it's people's egos. The system doesn't even really need to do anything. People will throw the game just because of how they are. And I didn't even mention skill because skill don't matter that much. Okay, so I was crashing out so hard I didn't even get to talk about one specific thing I want to talk about. All right, so with these games, whether it be competitive or maybe you're playing an MMO, you're doing dungeons or something, there's one particular issue with matchmaking in general. Doesn't matter what system it is, just in general. And the problem is you are matched with random people. It's a nightmare already to find people that will just be okay human beings and not be crazy. It's like impossible. So then you end up solo queuing. Now, the issue with this is that you get matched with a bunch of random people. There are barriers to your success in a match because of this. First barrier, you're matched with random people. You don't know these people. There's half of them are probably losing their mind already, and you can't really coordinate properly because no one's comfortable with anyone. Nobody likes it. You're already like at a baseline animosity level. Not even like a, oh, we're all just here. It's no, it's like animosity immediately because of the way things are, the way people are. So, first, it's the random factor that is already, your cohesion is out the window. If anyone actually understands anything about the game or understands, hey, let's combo alts, or, you know, maybe I'll peel for my healers, or I'll, you know, I don't know, whatever. It's like cooperation, basically. You're on the same team, but the level of cooperation is usually non-existent. It's usually tanks and DPS spamming and like smashing their keyboards for I need healing, while they're full health or dead. Dead because they did something stupid, and then probably full health because they're just mentally challenged. So sometimes they might be missing health, and then they'll say, I need healing, but they're not missing much health. Now, if they're critical, then it would make more sense. But even then, it is very annoying for people to spam that they need healing. This is why I stopped playing strategists, because of all the strange things that happen. If you're playing strategists, even if you're not playing strategists, people's minds default to, we need three healers. It never goes in the direction of, well, sometimes it goes in the direction of 3 DPS, but it's just weird that every time there's a problem, every match I view it as a problem to be solved. There's usually a strange thing where if you needed more DPS, if you needed people to die, you then end up having three healers. If you I never liked three healers anyway. I think it's trash. I think it's like every time there's three healers, my game is lost. About to quit this game. Anyway, yeah, so back to what I was saying. First factor that hinders you is the randomness, which you have no cohesion. Um, and then next, it is the ego problem that people have, where everyone is insecure to the max, to the point where it's like these people are insane. You can't even communicate with them. I just ping stuff. I'm never in a chat, never in a game chat, because why the hell would you do that? You're going to go insane. Um, this basically, these are more than likely 9 to 5 people. These are 9 to 5 people that are, they, I don't know if they're just like, oh, I got a day off, or oh, I got some time, or whatever. I'm going to play some matches and get mad, or whatever. What it usually is people that are, whether they are, I'm not even going to say good at the game, because it's most people aren't like good at the game. Usually when people are good, it's because they play certain characters a lot. Um, but a lot of the time, that's not what I run into. What I run into is people that think they're the greatest that ever came onto the earth, and think that everyone else is stupid while they are actively throwing the game. That's what ego and insecurity usually does to you. Okay, back to this thing I was talking about. First level, randomness, no cohesion. Second level, insecurity and ego. Even if you get a bit of cohesion going, the problem with this is that you could be steamrolling the enemy team, get right to the third point, but not take it, but you're still like most of the way there, like 90% of the way there, maybe 95. You're doing great. Next round, your team's surrendering. You might be like, this is weird. Why are they surrendering? We're winning. We're doing great. We can easily just defend the point. That's not what they think. What they think is more likely they're triggered about somebody or something, and they're having some dispute with another teammate, or they're just losing their mind generally. It's insane that people want to surrender winning games. They want to surrender as soon as they die, as soon as anything happens. They want to surrender winning games. They want to surrender losing games, even if the game ain't thoroughly lost yet. It's insanity. Anyway, so randomness that destroys cohesion. Well, there's no cohesion because of it. Then we have the insecurity and ego, which makes it so that there's no point in even interacting with your teammates beyond pinging certain things, pinging this guy's over here, whatever, something like that. My ult's ready, whatever. Now, above that, you then have the matchmaking system where already there are two things in your way that have hindered your progress to such great levels, it's kind of insanity to even bother playing ranked. Now, people will complain about quick play all the time, but I have fun in quick play. I think quick play is great. Ranked is the real problem because I feel like ranked would like just stress you out. You're thinking really hard about. You shouldn't really be thinking this hard. You're not getting paid to do this. Um, anyway, so we got the randomness, we got the insecurities and ego, and then now we got the matchmaking system that matches you up because it'll be like, oh, you're doing pretty good. Let's make you carry people that are throwing. So then we have the issue of also the enemy team will be like super beast mode while your team is basically jumping off cliffs. Now, I kind of felt there is something to what people were saying where they're like, well, something to what certain pro players said, where they'd be like, oh, you can overcome it with skill or something or whatever. But I'm like, nah, dude, nah. Like, to a degree, you can carry your team, um, but there's certain things you can do. In a lot of matches, I've noticed that you can actually figure out what the problem. It's not about caring either. It's about figuring out what the problem is and solving the problem because every match has a particular problem that needs to be solved. And if you can just solve the problem, like, oh, that guy, that Hawkeye on their team is like murking us, dive that guy. Don't let him breathe. Like, make his life like bad. Maybe then you win. Um, aside from that, I mean, yeah, it'd be like something like that. You think you need more CC, whatever. I think all of it's about problem solving, but there's plenty of times where you just get too overwhelmed or too stressed out, or maybe you're like just pissed off or something and you just can't think logically. Probably not every match you can solve, but yeah, it's possible. I've been trying to do that, but I just looked at my I don't know, man. It's stuff's not going. I was trying to go up like to, maybe a higher rank or something. I'm not really all that attached to the rank. I just, I kind of like increasing the rank, but I got to like diamond and it was such a struggle and I'm just like, why? This is ridiculous. I could just play quick play and just cut out for a second there. Anyway, this is a long video. Anyway, it just feels like it it's so hard to play the game. Like you can't even play the game in some cases. It just feels like it's so difficult just to play the game in ranked. And in quick play, you can easily play the game. You can get kills. It can be a close game. It can maybe sometimes it's a steamroll, whatever. But and then they're shorter matches. They're not longer drawn out. They're not like, oh, attack, now defend. It's you just attack or defend once and then you're gone. It's I feel like if ranked was just one and done, like quick play, it might be easier to stomach. But it turns into an endurance thing in a lot of cases, and you get the match dragged out, and it's just kind of ugly. Anyway, I think that's about the end of it, the end of the rant. Uh, yeah.